We need to defend our mental health against the weapons of mass distraction. Have you ever looked at the clock and realized that you spent the last 2 hours scrolling on Facebook, duetting on TikTok, or surfing the net, or even texting while driving? This digital culture of the constant connection takes a toll on us, both as users professionally and personally. We are bombarded with so many messages and alerts that even when you try to focus on something, it's almost impossible. So how is social media addictive? Social validation. It's an important part of being a human being. A Facebook like, a Twitter favorite, it's all a social signal that makes us feel good. But obviously this will come at a price. Fear of missing out, or FOMO. This is what I like to call as the pull to refresh feature. It's a large driver of social network usage, particularly for those aged 30 and under. Eager needs a platform to showcase itself, and social networks are the perfect answer. We live in a me society with an obsession with oneself that drives us to update our status, tag ourselves in photos, but only the good ones, of course. Social comparison and self-esteem increase. People compare themselves to assess feelings, strengths, weaknesses, abilities, and of course perspectives. Having your social connections reaffirm this makes you feel good. There is no doubt that social media design features are super effective. However, what is good for company profits is definitely not good for you and your mental health. So what is the solution? Going device-free can be super uncomfortable and often stressful at times. You might feel annoyed and anxious and even bored without your mobile phone and any other tech tool as well. So even though it's super hard, it can be a really rewarding experience, and it'll help you better understand your relationship, not only with these devices, but it will also help you be more present and mindful in any other activity that you may do. Here's my 8-step detox challenge. Number 1, monitor your screen time, but don't become obsessive. You've downloaded the app to observe how much time you're spending on your devices. Don't defeat the purpose by continuing to watch the app that's watching you. Number 2, take lunch without a screen. Go outside, weather permitting, hottie-dahs in the background, and enjoy your lunch and your digital hiatus. Having this blank space when you go back to your desk will get those creative juices flowing. Number 3, no screens with one-on-ones. Have you ever had dinner and everyone at the table is on their phones texting, playing a game, or flat out ignoring any form of communication? By changing your own habits, you'll actually start a ripple effect of no digital devices during family or friend time. Number 4, spring clean those screens. Take a good look at those applications on your phone and delete what you don't use. Out of sight, out of mind. Number 5, charge your device in another room. Build those small little boundaries between yourself and your device. Ensure that the ring is on loud because, if there's an emergency, people are going to phone you. They're not going to send 500 million WhatsApp messages. But by doing this, you give yourself some really, really valuable time to just unwind. Number 6, ditch the digital junk. I refer to this as my jam donut effect. I love jam donuts, but I can't eat one every day without looking like a jam donut. Understand what your problem application is and get rid of that one. Number 7, text less, talk more. Pick up the phone for those all-important conversations. I know it's so much easier to send a message or a very frustrating voice note, but sometimes the best things in life take time. Number 8, when all else fails, put your phone onto grayscale mode. It is super frustrating and you don't actually want to use your phone, but it doesn't mean you have to turn it back into color mode. And if you're like most people, you won't know how to do it once it's done. Insert evil laugh here. Despite efforts to minimize material goods, information and technology can weasel its way back in, pushing out what matters most. Now, if you take intentional efforts to take part in my digital detox, it just might free up a little bit more time than you realize for the things that matter most. And isn't that really what the goal is in all of this? To live a life that matters? My name is Robin Bartlett and I'm part of the Cyber Angels team. If you want to find more information about what we're up to when it comes to being cyber savvy and social media aware, follow us on obviously YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook.